The first weekend of Kaladesh Standard, comparing new Japanese card stock, and Wedge goes over his first picks. It's October 3rd, I'm Jeremy Knoll, and this is Split Second. The first weekend of Kaladesh results are in, with the first large events taking place at the StarCityGames.com Indianapolis Open weekend. The Standard Open was taken down by SCG Live commentator and Team Cardhoarder member Chris Van Meter with White-Red Vehicles, an aggressive deck featuring a slew of Kaladesh cards, including Toolcraft Exemplar, Depala Pilot Exemplar, and Pia Nalar, alongside the new card type Vehicles. CVM's deck had 2 copies of Sky Sovereign Console Flagship, 3 copies of Fleetwheel Cruiser, and 4 copies of the belle of the ball, Smuggler's Copter. While CVM piloted the new 2-mana vehicle to a first-place finish, he had to navigate a field that included 4 copies in each of the other top 8 decks. With 3 copies of White-Red Vehicles, alongside individual copies of White-Red Aggro, White-Red Humans, Red-Black Aggro, Green-Black Delirium, and Grixis Emerge, a total of 32 Smuggler's Copters appeared in the top 8. Outside of the elimination rounds, the card was still prevalent with a total of 88 copies in the top 32 decks and 145 copies amongst the top 64. With such impressive results, Smuggler's Copter is not only a clear frontrunner for best card in Kaladesh, but perhaps all of Standard. Also this weekend, Brad Carpenter of Team Nextridge Nexus took down the Modern Classic with Infect, adding another 15 SCG points to his Season 3 total and putting him in a tie for first with Ted Felicetti, who earned 4 points for his finish in the Open. Carpenter's deck, along with the other 3 Infect copies in the top 16, were bolstered by a new card from Kaladesh, Blossoming Defense, a 1-mana instant that gives a creature +2/+2 and hexproof. To make room for Blossoming Defense, Carpenter cut a Groundswell and 2 copies of Apostle's Blessing from the list that he won the Orlando Open with just 2 weeks ago. In the Legacy Classic, Noah Walker of Team Cardhoarder was able to battle his way to first through a crowd of control decks. Walker was one of the 2 players to make the elimination rounds with Grixis Delver, with 2 Omnitel decks, Alurin, Mud, Blue-Red Delver, and Maverick rounding out the top 8. The 15 points that Walker received should help his standing in the Season 3 race, jumping him up from his previous 23rd place. Congratulations to all the winners this weekend, and make sure to check out the deck lists on StarCityGames.com. On September 19th, Wizards reported that the card stock for Japanese Kaladesh cards would be updated from the traditional card stock to a new version that is fully recyclable. If you haven't had a chance to see what the card stock looks like, Reddit user Lord8bit posted a picture with Japanese and English language cards together in the same box, showing the small amount of visual difference from the side of the cards. In the original announcement article, Wizards also reported that the cards would feel slightly different. As always, if a player attempts to take advantage of differences in card quality for an advantage in a competitive match of Magic, they will be subject to disciplinary action. Finally, on YouTube over the weekend, Wedge from the Mana Source went over his draft guide for Kaladesh. In this guide, Wedge focuses on which commons and uncommons he thinks are first pickable in the format for each color. Check out the video over on youtube.com/themanasource. That's our show for today, October 3rd. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with all the latest Magic news and strategy. I'm Jeremy Knoll, and this has been Split Second.